Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Well, we are passionate about helping people with business and accounting. In today's video, we are just going to do a really quick PPP update. We're going to talk about how much money is left in PPP and what are some things you need to do now. So if you're interested, keep on watching. All right, so these PPP update videos are gonna be less and less. We are winding down. The program is almost over. I don't anticipate any further extensions of the program. I think we are gonna say goodbye to PPP here pretty soon. So if you don't know, PPP ends May 31st, 2021. And there's still some money left in the program. So if we go over to the PPP website, and we go to PPP data, if you scroll to the bottom, they give you a update of where they are as far as funding. So I am looking at the data that was released on April 18th, 2021. So as of that date, they've approved $240 billion of PPP funds. So now if we remember correctly, the amount that was passed in the American Rescue Plan brought the total PPP balance or the total allocated budget for the PPP program to $292 billion. So what does that mean? That means there's about 52, if I'm doing the math correctly, there's about $52 billion left of funding. $52 billion is still quite a bit of money, but as we're getting closer to the end of this program, I can see that money starting to run out. So if you are interested in getting a PPP loan, you need to start acting quickly. Step number one, what I've been telling everyone to do because it takes the longest, is get in touch with the lender today. I mean, drop what you're doing, finish this video first, then drop what you're doing and go find a lender that will assist you. I keep getting questions on what lender, how do I get a lender? If you go over to the SBA website and you go to the Paycheck Protection Program, they have right here a link to get matched with a lender or search for a lender in your area. So if you search for a lender in your area, you just need to type in your zip code and search, and that will populate a lender. So guys, don't wait. Get in contact with the lender today. They will give you first steps. They will tell you exactly what you need to do. It's still your responsibility to know if you qualify or not. So I have a ton of videos on my playlist that talk about qualifications and all of that good stuff. And actually, I think what I'll do is I will add clips from a few of my videos in this video where I talk about qualifications and steps that you need to take. That way you guys have the information right now. We are running out of time. We are starting to get close to that deadline, and it's going to take a few weeks to get everything to the lender, to get the loan to the underwriters processed and funded. So you don't want to wait. You don't want to push this to the end. Get started today. So this is a business loan that has an opportunity to be forgiven. It's a relief program that was created because of all of the situations that happened last year and so many businesses were affected. So please make sure to understand if you qualify for this loan. At the end of the day, the lenders are very well versed and educated and will deny the loan if you do not qualify. So there is some leeway there. Make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure you have your tax return if you're a sole proprietor or single member LLC. I would look at 2019 and 2020 and see which one was more favorable for you and then just submit those numbers. So again, I know this might hurt my retention rate, especially if you watch my videos, but I think it's important for everyone to understand what they need and what they need to submit to the lender. So I'm just going to add those clips to help you guys find the information quickly. That way you guys can get this started as soon as possible. As always, we are available for consultations. The link is in the description bar. If you want specialized help with PPP, we are happy to help. All you simply have to do is click the link, schedule the time that works best for you, and submit your payment. Now, the SBA has a ton of resources available on their site as well. Make sure you check that out if you're doing your own research and are wanting to take this on yourself. They have different sections depending on where you are in the process. So if you are trying to get your first draw, you would click on this link here and it would pull up all of the information that you need to know. So like they have the notice right up front that says that the program is ending May 31st. They have a few details about the loan and qualifications, how to apply. And as you can see where it says how and when to apply, Lender Match can help you connect with the lender. And the reason why they're saying this is because you do not submit your application to the SBA, you submit it to a lender, so an institution that will fund your loan. Now, I do want to clarify that it doesn't matter what lender you go to, they all have the same terms. So regardless of what lender you end up going with, we're all going to have a loan that is potentially forgivable if you meet the forgiveness requirements. The loan is a 1% loan. If the loan was issued prior to June 5th, 2020, you have a maturity of 2 years. If the loan was issued after June 5th, you have 5 years to repay this loan. The loan is fully forgiven if you spend it correctly. So I have a few videos on my channel that talks about loan forgiveness, that talks about what you need to do to submit forgiveness. All right, guys, so I don't want to make this video any longer than it needs to be. So if you are interested in learning about the terms of the loan, more in-depth detailed information, keep watching this video. If not, I hope you found this video helpful, and please give this video a like, give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. So if this is your first draw of PPP loans, the economic aid makes first-time PPP loans available to borrowers that were in operation on February 15th, 2020, and come from one of the following groups: businesses with 500 or fewer employees, sole proprietors, independent contractors, and eligible self-employed individuals, not-for-profits, including churches, accommodation and food and service operations, 501c6, so basically leagues, chambers, chamber of commerce, bureaus, destination marketing organizations, and news organizations that are majority owned or controlled by NAICS. So now let's talk about who is not eligible for PPP. So publicly traded companies and businesses controlled by, directly or indirectly, the president, vice president, head of executive departments, and members of Congress or their spouses, as defined by applicable common law. PPP applicants must submit sufficient documentation to establish eligibility and demonstrate their qualifying payroll amounts. This may include payroll records, payroll tax filings, Form 1099 miscellaneous, Form 1040, so Schedule C, Schedule F, income and expense from a sole proprietor, or bank records. So in general, first-time PPP borrowers may receive a loan amount of up to 2.5 times their average monthly payroll. This is not counting employees who make more than $100,000 annualized in the year prior to the loan or the calendar year. So basically they put a caps on anyone who makes over $100,000. PPP borrowers with NAICS code starting with 72, so hotels and restaurants, can receive 3.5 times their average monthly payroll costs. The maximum for the first draw of PPP loan is $10 million, the same as the original PPP. Applicants must provide Form 941, so your employer quarterly federal tax return, and state quarterly wage unemployment insurance tax reporting forms for each quarter in 2019 or 2020, whichever is used to calculate the loan amount. So unlike the first time we did PPP, this time around, you get to choose, are you going to base your numbers off of 2019 or 2020? Or equivalent payroll processing records, along with evidence of any retirement and health insurance contributions. If you're getting value out of this video, please consider subscribing to our channel and giving this video a like. So the borrower can have their first and second draw forgiven if the funds are used on eligible costs. So as with the first round of PPP, the eligible costs include the rent, payroll, mortgage interest, and utilities. But they've added covered worker protection and facility modification expenditures, including personal protective equipment to comply with COVID federal health and safety regulations. So if your business had to put up plexiglass, if you had to purchase masks for your team, hand sanitizer, cleaning supplies, all of that would be eligible costs for PPP funds. Expenditures to suppliers that are essential at the time of purchase to recipient's operation, and covered operating expenditures, which refer to payments of any business, software, or cloud computing services that facilitate business operations, products, or service delivery, the processing, payment, or tracking of payroll expenses, human resources, sales and billing functions, or accounting or tracking of supplies, inventory, records, and expenses. So basically, anything related to your operation that is essential or an operating expense to your business. So for a lot of our new clients that got accounting consultations and we went through their books and we talked about PPP, all of those costs are now eligible under the PPP funds. To be eligible for full loan forgiveness, PPP borrowers will have to spend no less than 60% of the funds on payroll over a covered period between 8 or 24 weeks. So very similar to the first PPP loan, the first round of PPP loan. Now they're saying there's a simplified forgiveness process. So borrowers that receive a PPP loan of $150,000 or less shall receive forgiveness if the borrower signs and submits to the lender a certification that is no more than 1 page long. So you need to include the description of the number of employees that you had because of the loan. So description of number of employees the borrower was able to retain because of the loan, the estimated total amount of the loan spent on payroll costs, and the total loan amount. The SBA has yet to create a simplified application form, but must do so by January 20th. The form may not require additional materials unless necessary to substantiate revenue loss reduction or satisfy relevant statutory or regulatory requirements. Borrowers are required to retain the records related to employment for 4 years and other records for 3 years, as the SBA may review and audit these loans for fraud. Hey, I really appreciate you sticking around to the end of this video. I know it was a lot of information that I threw at you. If you have any questions, again, please just click that link down below. I will help you. That link does take you directly to me. It schedules a meeting on my calendar and we can talk about your specific circumstance regarding PPP. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share it with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.